Welcome to the Competency Training Series for Direct Care Workers, presented by Silver Home Care. Our focus today is on department-issued policies and procedures. We'll be exploring this topic to provide safe and person-centered care for our clients. This session will also help prepare you for the competency exam and build the foundation for ongoing professional development in your role as a direct care worker with Silver Home Care. Let's begin. Silver Home Care is regulated by various laws, regulations, and regulatory bodies. It is essential for every member of our team to understand and comply with department-issued policies and procedures, as they reflect our commitment to legal compliance, quality service delivery, and the safeguarding of our clients' rights and interests. Licensing and compliance. Home care agencies must adhere to licensing requirements, including the payment of annual licensing fees. The DOH determines compliance through on-site surveys, interviews, and reviews of files, documents, policies, and procedures. Identified deficiencies must be addressed through the development and implementation of comprehensive plans of correction. Participant rights. Participants must be informed of their rights as recipients of home care services. These rights include the right to be treated with respect, the right to privacy and confidentiality, the right to participate in decision-making, the right to voice grievances and complaints, and the right to refuse or consent to services. Involvement in service planning. Participants have the right to be involved in the development of their service plans. They should have the opportunity to express their preferences, needs, and goals, and actively participate in decisions regarding their care. Services with reasonable accommodations. Participants should be informed that home care agencies are required to provide services with reasonable accommodations to meet their individual needs and preferences. This may include accommodations for disabilities, language barriers, cultural or religious preferences, and other specific requirements. Advance notice of termination. Participants have the right to receive advance notice if the home care agency intends to terminate or modify their services. The notice should include the reasons for termination or modification, the effective date, and information on how to appeal the decision if desired. The minimum notification timeframe is 30 days for CHC participants and 10 days for non-CHC participants unless the termination is due to non-payment or risk to caregiver safety. Service details. Participants should receive clear information about the services they will receive, including the types of assistance provided, the frequency and duration of visits, and any limitations or restrictions on those services, and their right to decline any part of their services at any time. Fees and total costs. Home care agencies must disclose all applicable fees and costs to participants. This includes a list of services and fees, information on payment methods, billing practices, and any financial responsibilities the participant may have. Identity of direct care workers. Participants should be informed about the identities of the direct care workers who will be providing their services and their status as an employee of the agency or independent contractor. Service hours. Participants should be provided with information regarding the expected hours of service delivery. This includes the scheduled times for visits and any arrangements for after-hours or emergency care. Contact information. Home care agencies must provide participants with contact information for relevant entities, including the Department of Health, complaint hotlines, ombudsman services, and any other agencies or organizations that can assist them in addressing concerns or filing complaints. Additionally, the agency must notify the consumer in writing that agencies are prohibited from allowing a client to endorse a check over to them. All individuals affiliated with the home care agency are prohibited from assuming power of attorney or guardianship over a consumer utilizing their services. For this reason, individuals that hold POA or guardian status for a consumer may not be hired by the agency to provide paid care to that individual through any Medicaid program. Direct Care Worker (DCW) requirements. To ensure the quality and competency of direct care workers, specific requirements must be met. Agencies must conduct and document face-to-face interviews with all direct care workers or independent contractors and verify Social Security numbers through E-Verify. Background checks. Agencies must conduct a Pennsylvania criminal background check on all employees and an FBI background check on all non-residents of Pennsylvania and anyone who has not lived in Pennsylvania for at least the last 2 years. Child abuse clearances. All employee who will work in homes where individuals under 18 reside must have child abuse clearance and receive additional oversight until the results have been received. Medicaid exclusion lists. Agencies must ensure that the DCW has not been excluded from participation in Medicaid programs through their own attestation and through checks with the Office of the Inspector General, OIG, System for Award Management, SAMS, and List of Excluded Individuals/Entities, LEIE, upon hire and monthly thereafter for the duration of employment. Provisional hiring. Employees may be hired provisionally while awaiting results of these checks for a duration not to exceed 30 days for the Pennsylvania check and 90 days for FBI. Health screenings. Before being rostered, all employees must complete TB screening and testing in compliance with current CDC guidelines and complete an annual TB screening. References. The agency must have obtained at least 2 positive references before rostering an employee to work with clients. Competency and employee training. Prior to assigning or referring a direct care worker to provide services to a consumer, the agency will ensure that the direct care worker has demonstrated competency. This can be established by way of a valid nurse's license issued by the state of Pennsylvania, proof of completion of a home health aid training program meeting the requirements of 42 CFR 484.36, proof of completion of a nurse aid certification and training program sponsored by the Department of Education or another program identified by the department by subsequent publication in the Pennsylvania Bulletin or department website. Otherwise, the employee must demonstrate competency by passing a training program or competency examination which includes, at minimum, the following subject areas. 1. Confidentiality. 2. Consumer control and the independent living philosophy. 3. Instrumental activities of daily living. 4. Recognizing changes in the consumer that need to be addressed. 5. Basic infection control. 6. Universal precautions. 7. Handling of emergencies. 8. Documentation. 9. Recognizing and reporting abuse or neglect. 10. Dealing with difficult behaviors. If the direct care worker will provide personal care, competency training or testing must include 1. Bathing, shaving, grooming and dressing. 2. Hair, skin and mouth care. 3. Assistance with ambulation and transferring. 4. Meal preparation and feeding. 5. Toileting. 6. Assistance with self-administered medications. Quality assurance and improvement. Agencies are required to maintain ongoing quality assurance and improvement programs. These programs are designed to continuously assess and enhance the quality of care provided to the individuals in our care. Compliance with quality assurance and improvement programs regulations is paramount to ensure our agency is delivering the best care possible and meeting state and federal standards. HIPAA compliance. Compliance with HIPAA regulations is crucial to protect patient privacy and secure health information. This includes ensuring that all communications, data storage, and data transmission are performed in a manner that meets HIPAA's strict security requirements. Regular training on HIPAA regulations and frequent auditing of compliance procedures are necessary for maintaining privacy and data protection standards. Mandatory reporting. As part of our commitment to the well-being and safety of our patients, it's critical to understand and fulfill our role as mandatory reporters for suspected abuse, neglect, or exploitation. Any suspicion of such incidents involving vulnerable individuals should be reported to the Department of Aging, Adult Protective Services, and if necessary local law enforcement authorities in accordance with state laws and regulations. This concludes our training on department-issued policies and procedures. If you have any questions on this topic, please contact your supervisor at 800-719-6912 or email support@silverhomecare.com.